How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you're doing well. Andrew here, and welcome back to the third video. Today, we have a question that has been pondering many people that I've come across in my audio career, and that is, which is actually better, the Aston Stealth or the Shure SM7B? Now, the Stealth hasn't been around for long, but it's quickly made a name for itself in the audio community. And so today, we're going to answer that question by putting these two head to head and seeing what they can really do. Starting with the Aston Stealth. The Aston Stealth was released initially in 2019, and it was designed to be a workhorse microphone. Pretty much any application from broadcasting to gaming, music recording, and even live performances. This mic can do it all. The main thing about the Stealth is that it's a dynamic microphone, and with a cardioid pattern, it's going to be able to pick up a lot of source in front of the microphone while filtering out almost anything that's coming in from the sides in the stereo field. The Stealth itself has 4 different sound profiles. V1, which is designed to be as flat as possible. This is also the setting we're going to use when we compare it against the 7B later on. V2, which is a boosted mid-range and a steeper low-end roll-off. The G setting, which is designed to be on guitars for anything like steel string guitars, nylon, as well as electric guitar amps. And finally, the D setting, which is their vintage or dirty setting designed to sound like a classic ribbon microphone. All of these sound profiles can be reached by turning the dial switch on the bottom of the microphone itself. Now, the one thing I love about the Stealth personally is the active and passive mode. In the active sound profile, the mic is going to act more like a regular studio condenser, providing a 50 dB gain boost, as well as picking up more detail in your recording at a more improved frequency range. When the active setting is not engaged, the mic is going to be in its passive mode. In this mode, it's going to act like any other dynamic microphone, which is going to handle a lot of being able to handle higher sound pressure levels. Let me grab the mic. Yeah. Now, the one thing I have to say I don't like about the Aston Stealth is the mounting system itself. While it is a fairly hard plastic, it still doesn't seem sturdy to me, and it seems a little loose and rickety. This could be because I have a demo model. But even if I had it brand new, I don't think I would fully trust it. I would much rather detach the mount and have it in a shock mount itself. That way I could have more security over it. Price is what I wanted to mention. Here we go. At the time of this recording, the Aston Stealth microphone is selling for $449 Canadian dollars, and for those who do care about the environment, Aston made sure that the packaging for this microphone is 100% recyclable, so nothing's going in the garbage from this mic. All right, enough of me talking about the Stealth. Let's get into the hands of one of us. Oh my God, I can't say this. Let's get it into the hands of Kevin, one of our staff members, and he's gonna demo it as a vocalist.
Sneaking slowly, keep the lights turned on. Fighting faulty with my power gun. 'Cause I'm always...
So that's the Aston Stealth. Well, what about the SM7B? Again, before we get into what it can do, let's talk really quickly about the history of it. Going back to 1973, we have the first iteration of this microphone, which is the SM7. This was initially designed to be a broadcast microphone, but the microphone was launched into popularity when it was used to track Michael Jackson's vocal on the album Thriller. Jumping ahead in time to 1999, Shure introduced the SM7A, and finally, later on down the line, introduced the SM7B, which is the microphone that a lot of people know and love today. The Shure SM7B is also a dynamic microphone with a cardioid polar pattern, and has a frequency response that is designed to be as flat as possible to preserve the captured recording. You starting to see why these mics are so comparable? A cool feature of the 7B is the switches that are on the bottom of the microphone itself. By flipping the switches into different configurations on the microphone, it can add a bass roll-off or a mid-presence boost. Now, one thing I really like about the 7B itself is the form factor. The fact that you can pretty much hold it by the mount, and the fact that it can be hung upside down really helps get it out of the way when you're putting it on a boom stand or a studio arm. Another cool feature about the 7B is it also has electromagnetic shielding, which is going to help eliminate hum from things like computer monitors and other studio equipment. In terms of setup, these are pretty simple. We plug one end of our XLR cable into the bottom of the 7B, and then we're going to plug the other end into our interface. And boom, just like that, we're ready to record. But there's one thing we're missing. If you plug in the SM7B just like the way we have here, you're gonna get no signal. Why? Well, that's because the SM7B needs a 60 dB boost to actually get any usable signal. So we need either a preamp that can provide that, which typically costs upwards of around $2,000, or we need something that can provide that boost for us. Enter the Cloud Lifter. The Cloud Lifter itself is a device that provides up to 25 decibels of gain in addition to what your interface is already doing. Usually this is enough to bring it up to that 60 dB requirement and makes the 7B much more usable. At the time of this recording, the Shure SM7B retails for $549 Canadian. All right, I've done a lot of talking about the 7B. Let's get back over to Kevin and we'll hear how this thing sounds.
Sneaking slowly, keep the lights turned on. Fighting faulty with my power gone. 'Cause I'm always...
Now, you've heard both the Aston Stealth and the SM7B with some talking in between, so you might forget what they sound like. So now we're gonna run the exact same test side by side, only this time we're not gonna tell you which one is playing. You're going to hear A, and then you're going to hear B, and you be the judge of which one sounds better. Unfortunately, we can't tell you. We can only tell you what we think. You've got to make this decision for yourself.
'Cause I'm always sifting through your ashes, and you're pounding on my door, and I'm always sneaking words with slashes at your wings. You can give it all away, I'll rip you from my walls and say, oh, I'm out of my mind, I'm out of my mind, yeah, I'm out of here. Oh, I'm out of here.
Now that we've talked about both microphones, let's get over to Kevin and hear his thoughts on the mics themselves.
So for the Aston Stealth, I like that you don't have to get a cloud lifter. I like that it's more self-contained than the SM7B, and it's got a lot of options to boost the gain and that kind of stuff. So it's more versatile on its own. I don't love the mounting system, and it sounded a little bit thin on my voice, and that's just on my voice. As far as the SM7B goes, it's kind of a tried and true classic. I've used it a ton. Kind of the drawback of it is the gain issue, where you have to get something to kind of boost the power on it. I do like how it smooths off the top end of my vocals. The way that it's designed is also better. Like, I like how this mounting design is. It's easier to maneuver, and it doesn't look like it's a side address mic like the Stealth, to people singing into it like that, trying to figure out why it's not working.
Well, thank you for watching, everybody. You've heard what Kevin thinks, and ultimately, we can't tell you which one of these microphones is better. They both sound great, and they're both very comparable in terms of features as well. My suggestion would be pick them both up and try them out for yourself. See which sounds better for your application and which sounds better for your voice. Only you can really make the right decision. We'll see you next time.